Okay, nice job. You have completed the research phase and you have written your thesis statement. Now it's time to go on to the other parts of an argumentative essay. Today, we will continue to focus on the introduction. So my learning target for you is I can present my argument in a formal style that includes an introduction. Just to remind you, an introductory paragraph has three parts: a lead, a link, and a thesis statement. Take a look at this example with all three parts. Now and then, for no good reason, life will haul off and knock a man flat. The day I read this line, I was flat. I was flat as a pancake, flat worn out, and almost flat-lined. However, your book, Old Yeller, changed my perspective of death and my experience with losing my pet. Notice that I highlighted the creative lead in yellow. The next sentence is a linking sentence. It links that creative lead to the more formal thesis statement that comes next. An essay's lead is the first one or two sentences of your essay. It works to grab the reader's attention. The first couple sentences will help your reader decide whether they want to continue reading your essay or not. Notice the nice shiny bait I used to attract this fish. You too need to hook your reader. You need to choose a nice shiny strategy to hook them and make them want to read on. Here are 4 ways to do that. You can start by asking an engaging question, quoting an expert, but be sure that quote has something to do very closely with your topic and your claim. Provide a list related to the topic and claim, or start with a definition that's related to your essay. Take a look at this example. Here's what not to do and what to do. Have you ever wondered if it would be better to live in the city or in the country? That is a boring question. Please do not start your essay with a boring question. Nobody wants to read an essay that starts like that. Try this. Have you ever gone on a road trip and you're driving through a noisy, busy city and then bam, you reach a quiet landscape surrounded by whispering wheat fields and it seems so peaceful? Well, now I want to read on. You've hooked me as a reader. The next part is the link. Link the lead to your thesis statement by choosing one word or idea from the lead and one word from the thesis statement. Take a look at this example. Guts, grit, and game. I've got them and I will use them to overcome my barrier. My height is a barrier that... So you can see that my lead is a list of 3 words that have to do with the courage I'm going to use to overcome my barrier. In the linking sentence, I talk about those 3 things. I say, I've got them. And then I also include a word from my thesis statement, barrier. So that linking sentence links the creative lead to the formal thesis. Remember that writing an effective introduction is part science and part art. There is a correct formula that you are expected to know and follow, and that is the science. However, there is also very much an art to writing. Different traits of writing are at play here. So you take the formula that I've taught you and follow it as closely as possible, but you can also put a little bit of creative flair to it. Today you will finish writing your introductory paragraph. How will you know if you have been successful? Here is the criteria. The lead is related to the topic. The lead is creative and hooks the reader. There is a linking sentence. It effectively links the lead to the thesis. The thesis has all 3 parts: a topic, a claim, and supporting details. The sentences are structured correctly. There are no run-ons or fragments. And conventions. All capitalization, word usage, punctuation, and spelling are correct. Writer's Workshop Behavior Expectations. Thank you for listening attentively during this mini lesson. Now, when the mini lesson is over, it is not time to socialize. Get right to work while the ideas are fresh in your mind. What does the Writer's Workshop look like? Students looking at their notes and looking at Google Docs. What does the Writer's Workshop sound like? No unnecessary chatter. It is mostly a silent room. The only sound will be the tapping of computer keys. Stay on task. Complete your assignment. Now, when you get started, you launch Chrome and open up a new Google Doc. Change the title. Have the new title say Kiwanis, then put Kiwanis Essay, then put your last name and put your class period. For example, it might be Kiwanis Essay, O'Brien, 2-3A. Then I want you to put this document in your Language Arts folder. Now, once you start the actual essay, the Kiwanis require that the teacher's name and class period be on the essay. So use this heading. Put your first name, then your last name, and then hit enter. And underneath that, put my name, Mrs. O'Brien, and your class period, like 2-3A. Underneath that, write Kiwanis Essay, and then enter one more time and put the date. So you need to set up your essay in Google Docs. Once you've done that, you're going to enter one more time to put space between your heading and your actual essay. Indent, you hit the tab button to indent. Don't do the space key 5 times. Hit the tab button. Then type your introduction. It should be about 4 to 5 sentences in length.